Clothespins.
Harley tools.
Harley. Genuine. What's the part number on those Harley clips you got there?
Harley wasn't that smart. But Crane cams had them.
Oh.
You bought a kit and had these in there. But I was able to find a different source for them than Crane.
Oh, okay.
Slightly cheaper.
I would imagine.
Pulled them off my sister's clothesline. Perfect price.
Perfect. Free.
Okay, we gonna do valves?
Yes.
And we haven't put the oil on yet either because you got confused on the last job.
Mm-hmm.
So these are first thing we do is hook up our oil lines. Now this one's bent, so bend it over a little bit, make it more even.
Nice.
This nut doesn't want to start. Your chrome doesn't want to go in here. Yeah, it doesn't like me at all. There it goes. See, that angle is good, this angle's bad up here. Guess that's why they're rubber mounted. Takes up the misalignments.
Yep.
I'm not just resting my hand there, I'm holding the line. Otherwise it'll spin. See, the rubber's starting to get tight right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go all the way down almost. What the hell? Good tight fit. See how we move?
Yep.
Tight didn't work. Capillary. I don't know why it's in Mexican. Because I bought it in San Diego.
Yep.
Everything's in Mexican down here. I put too much on there too. Okay, you put that right on that thread right there. It'll suck in and seal it. So even if the other Loctite didn't really hold it or seal it, this will seal it and hold it a little bit too. It's just not as severe as the other stuff. But it'll suck into the thread and fill in the void. Plug them in.
Oh.
Oop, damn it. Too much. You can actually see it just suck right in there a lot of times. See, it's going in there, but it didn't come out the bottom yet. That means it sucked in there. Alright, now if you flip the motor over a little bit, you can stick it on this one and this one too. We saw this one move over here, so we'll go ahead and... Damn, that thing's really loading me in today, isn't it? So it'll slowly just seep in there when it wants to. If there's any gap. Just kind of disappeared a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too much, but a little bit. So I can't do this one if we flip it. With a little bite motor on the side later and put a little bit on there. Just to get a little extra sealage. Regular sealer won't do that. It has to be Loctite. 290 Loctite.
290 only.
Capillary action.
Capillary.
I used to put weld and porosity sealer on it before. Works good on gas tanks too, because gasoline doesn't affect it.
Oh. Didn't know that.
Not that I would ever do something like that. Heaven forbid. Okay, turning tool. If you don't have the official turning tool, you might have one of these left over from your bike build. You can actually use this, do the same thing.
Oh.
Unless you have a pan head, then you need this one. Probably over there for a Sportster too, I bet. Okay, we got oil in the lower end, so as long as we turn the motor over backwards, the oil will stay in the crank and not come over to here. So that way when you start the bike up, it'll lubricate the cylinders. Minor thing. Now you have lifters in here. We have to get this on the compression stroke, which means we have to be at top dead center on compression stroke to adjust our valves. Right now it's like a 2-stroke every time the piston comes up. Make compression because the valves are closed. There's no pushrods in the motor. So we have to look at how the pushrods work. See how that one's still moving? Obviously it's not on a compression stroke. See how that went down? Okay, now they're both down. You go over here, take your Phillips screwdriver, stick it over here. Don't leave it like that unless you're stupid. Keep it upright as much as you can. I think we went past. Nope, it's still coming up. I'm looking at the lifters and they're not moving. They just start to drop, so at top center. Okay, so now we're on the compression stroke because the piston's all the way up and the push and lifters are down. So it means the valves are closed. Over here, if you look at them, they're open. Especially this one's real high. See how deep they're over here? See how high this is here? Both of these are open a little bit.
Gotcha.
Because it's on the overlap stroke, which means the valves are open. If you adjust the valves when they're open, when you next time around, they're really loose. Whatever your TD lift is on your cam spec card, that's how loose they're going to be. Okay, now I don't know if you got hydrosolids in here, or, yeah, that's Jim's name, or if you got limiters in there, which is S&S's name. So we have to figure that out. The other thing is you got push rods. You got too shorts and too long, so it's a Harley. See, too short, too long. Do you see the difference? If you want to do it a different way,
Yeah, there you go.
line those all up, you can see at the tips. Whatever works for you. So you got trash in your bench, that means you got a dirty job. Okay, I don't know which lifter this is, so we're going to find out. If it's a limited lifter, you have 50 thou travel on your lifter max, and the bottom's out. If it's non-limited, you'll have like 130 to 150 thou travel. They adjust differently.
Oh.
Now, basically, you run 18 flats of compression on your lifter on a regular motor, and on a limited motor, it bottoms out 18 to 20 flats. I found that on a Keith's bike. Now, I took some lifters and changed them out, took them apart and changed them. I don't know if I did on yours or Fred's or both, so we need to find out. I didn't get the wrench for that. What size is that?
I don't know.
Small.
Small.
Really small. Not that. That one.
Small.
Dinky. 1/4 inch. That was already in there already. Okay, so you're in the lifter here. I'm not in the rocker up there. I hit something before I was in the rocker. Okay, now see how it's loose?
Yeah.
Right there we quit moving. We're in the cup up there and we're in the ball down here. See the ball? Okay, now what we want to do is find out what kind of lifter this is. Now I haven't put any oil in these, so whatever machine oil that they had in their stock, that's what they got, so the lifter should collapse. I don't know if it's going to collapse or not. You go like this. See how it collapses?
Mm-hmm.
That means I can collapse it. You see how long that moved? I can already tell that's not limited. See, look at the lifter in there. You gotta turn your light on.
Yeah.
Okay, see how far that goes down? That plunger. See how deep it is right now?
Yeah.
Comes up. That's more than 50 thou, so these do not have the limiters in these lifters. Now Now if that was limited, you turn this thing down 18 to 20 flats, so just go to 20. And if the valve never gets loose, the pushrod never loosens up because it's got tension on it, you know it might be limited. So go ahead and loosen up 2 or 3 flats, and then if all of a sudden it starts to move, you know you had a limiter in it.
Gotcha.
Because if it was like this one, you can go down probably 25 flats or better, which is full 4 turns. If you know what a flat is, that's a flat.
Yeah.
It's a hex. There's 6 flats to a turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty complicated. Some people don't catch this stuff very quick.
I heard you say that last time on someone else's motor. You refer to a flat as a flat part of the
You were
hex
listening?
nut. Yes.
Oh, geez.
So, I mean, so I'm telling some of this stuff is starting to stick.
Well, you can go put them in there. You know how to do it.
Oh, absolutely no. I don't know how to put them in. So I will back off on that. It's the expert.
Walker thinks he knows how to do it now. Maybe get him over to do it.
Yeah, no.
No?
I'm good.
You don't want me to do it?
Yeah, I would like you to do it, not Walker.
Yeah. Is there any O-rings up in there?
We did. We put them in.
Are they still in there, though?
Yes, they are.
See, if you look like that, you can see what you're looking at.
Yeah.
See how they're red? They stick out.
Yes.
The black ones you can see. What about the other ones?
No, they're in there too.
Oh, there's 2 of them over there, too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Bitch. Okay, so we don't have to worry about losing those.
Yep.
See how we got these nasty, ugly black ones down here?
Yes.
Because they don't make these in silicon. They make them regular. Now, we can either use quad seals or O-rings. They both work. They work about equal. So, do you have an option?
No, I have those ones. Those ones are in there right now. So why don't you use those?
You're good with those? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got more over here, you know. We have lots of leftover parts over here. Look at all that crap you got. Not to mention that stuff that came in the new ones that are buried over there someplace.
Well, let's just go with those.
Okay. So where'd the short ones go?
To the left.
Where'd
Short.
they go?
I don't know. Do they go in the exhaust or an intake?
Yeah, where'd they go?
You have to tell me because I don't know. I want to say exhaust, but I want to say intake too because I just don't know.
So you want to cover your house?
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, every answer I've given is wrong. So let's just start there.
Well, if you look at the motor, where's the intakes ones at? This is not the intake.
I know.
Let me get this straightened out for you.
This would be the intake.
Okay, so what's the length between here and here?
Oh, it'll be short. This would be longer
Why?
because the distance is a little different.
It's angled.
It's angled, and this
more
one's for straight. Yeah.
It's like this.
So the intakes, the 2 shorts and the 2 longs would be like that.
Damn, you pick up stuff quick.
Hey.
As long as you know this is not the intake.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we got that
No,
down.
yeah, we got that down.
Confused.
I'm never gonna live that down. I understand that.
It's on video.
It's on video, and I'm gonna get beat up for it.
You mean there might be a comment or two about that?
Oh, I hope so. Damn it.
A little bit of oil, not much. Okay, so this goes in the hole now?
Yes.
We got the seal in there, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have put them together without the seals, and you got to take them back apart. So. Just in case you didn't know that. Okay, well these ones here you have to adjust it down a long ways. See, we have a little bit of free play. See, not much.
A little bit. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, well, it's a little or a lot. That's relative speaking. If you had 3 inches to go, this is only a short. This is little.
Well, I guess so. It's all relative.
Now you got to make sure you're in the socket up there where it belongs. See when it doesn't move anymore, centered.
Mm-hmm.
Not the cover, the push rod. And you just turn this one down until you get closer. Get the nut up out of the way. Okay, see how it wiggles?
Yeah.
See how it quit wiggling?
Yes.
That would be called 0. Now you take the dirty one here, the used one, not this cleaner one. Put it in there, hold the cover. See how that holds it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those stupid wire things everybody likes using. These work better. And I could do this by hand because there's no drag on these, but let's pretend it's tight. So you hold the bottom, and you see the nut right here.
Mm-hmm.
You adjust it. You don't tighten the nut up. You tighten the push rod. So we go flats. Ready? 1, 2, 3. See how the flat keeps coming back flat? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We want 18, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, see, we still got clearance. Not limited. So, now, you don't use the 1/2 inch wrenches. This is not a pan head. Use dinky wrenches.
Shovelhead. Man's bike.
S&S. You have to have dinky little wrenches. Okay, now you want to tighten this up. You got to tighten it up really tight. Now you can do it the hard way or the easy way. The easy way is you take your wrenches and you go like this. And you squeeze them together. See how hard that is?
No, it's not hard.
Oh, okay, now you push them in, and you give them a good big squeeze real quick. Just don't screw around. Just squeeze the piss out of it real quick. You have to push it in so the wrench doesn't come out and open up and spread the wrench apart. And these wrenches are pretty strong. They're not cheap ass Harbor Freight ones.
Pittsburgh
Steel, yeah.
Pittsburgh Steel.
That's made in China.
Yeah.
That's Pittsburgh, China.
Mm-hmm.
Now you notice I pushed really hard. It actually went like that.
Yeah.
I was actually pushed on pretty good. Okay, so now that is pretty tight. Now if you give it a jerk real quick, it'll tighten more than if you just go real slow.
Gotcha.
Same thing when it comes time to unloosen. You can go like this, and you go bang. Oh, that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stupid way of doing it. Or you take the wrenches and just flip them around the other way. You put that one that way, and you put this one over here. And you squeeze again. And you go real hard, just give it a big jerk. And try to get the brake free. So it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Just
just the way reverse. Gotcha.
So it's called using your head. And you get a lot more torque like that because your grip is stronger than this way.
Yep.
At least my grip is. I don't know.
Some people.
Some pusher might only know how to do this. They shouldn't be working a bike anyway. Okay, now if it's already got, if you can turn it with your fingers like this, you can turn the motor over because it's not being held open. If you can't turn this push rod right now, don't turn the motor over. You'll bend the valve. You have to wait for the hydraulic to go down. Or if you got limiters in there, it'll never go down. So you come back in 3 weeks, it's still tight. You might have limiters in it. Maybe you should do something different. Now the way you do the limiter is you go all the way down until it bottoms out. You loosen it up until it just starts to turn. When it starts to get free.
Yeah.
Then you give it a couple flats and you tighten it. So that way you got about 2/3 compression, 1/3 of free play, so the motor can grow a third before the pushrod gets loose.
Gotcha.
It's a racing setup. The reason they do that is because worst case scenario, you're only going to lose 2 flats of actual lift. Or it can only float that much.
Wow.
So that's for high RPM use. Okay, now we got to make sure we got the right pushrod. So we got, because you might have mixed these up on me when I wasn't looking. You would do stuff like that.
I would never do such a thing.
So we got short. We only got 1 short one left. We got 2 long. I'm not sure why we don't have 3, 4, but I'll just run the door.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a long one. Now do not put your cover in like this. It goes like this. Very important.
A little bit of oil.
A little bit. Don't need a lot.
Just a tad bit.
It's only a bowl socket. Anything past that is a waste. And you get your fingers all wet and you can't work them as easy. Okay, that goes up in the hole. Notice I made an oil mess right there. Wipe that up real quick. You start spinning it down. This might take a while. That's loose. You haven't got enough yet. See how the threads are back now? Now I can actually put the nut on there and get that out of my way. And I can hold it up here and I can spin this side. See how it's quicker and easier once the nut's out of the way?
Yeah.
Now that's only when the stuff is new. Once these threads get screwed up, it doesn't work like this. You have to work every stinking wrench. And how many turns was that? That's a lot of damn turns.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how much a pain in the ass it is when it's not, when the stuff gets old.
Mm-hmm.
Pain in the ass to do these things. Hate them. Okay, now, how far are we going?
16 flats. Or you did 19 flats on the last one.
19. We want 18.
You want 18.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Why'd I go 19?
Because you can.
Oh yeah, I could. Because when you tighten it up, you're going to lose some. See, we lost. How much was that?
1.
Almost 1. There's a little more. Ready? Did you hear it go?
Yep.
And did you see the wrench bend after it got when it stopped?
Yep.
Good luck on getting that out without breaking it. If you look at the nut, see it's not screwed up yet. But if you try to take it off, it probably starts screwing up. So you do that about 2 times, and it starts getting bad. 3 times, it's pretty much not good. Okay, see how that's nice and loose? That means we can spin it. That means we can turn the motor over now. Because we want to do the other cylinder.
Wow.
Okay, now we know this is on the overlap because we already went through that over here.
Yep.
But if in doubt, you can check it. Okay, now we got compression strokes coming up on this one here. See right here?
Yep.
Top dead center, I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, top dead center. Kind of put the valve in, right?
No.
Why?
Because of another stroke, right?
Because the lifters are up all the way right now.
That's right.
See, they're up.
It's all the way up.
So, what happens now? Look at the lifters. See how they were both up?
They're both up.
Now one's up, one's down. See how I'm not top dead center anymore over here either. I'm further down.
Mm-hmm.
So, see how the other valves fighting me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're going to be on the compression stroke this time. Remember, don't have it like that because it bends it off, breaks it. Parts going in the motor, you can't get them out. Got to tear the motor apart. See how I quit moving?
Mm-hmm.
That means you quit moving. See where they're at now?
Oh, they're down.
And if in doubt, these don't move now. That one does. This one doesn't. So if you look at those, see how that one's way down in the hole? This one's not quite all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
See, if you had a bigger cam, those both would be lock solid. You got a wimpy cam in this thing?
Got that with the F316 Fireball.
Yeah, whatever that was, yeah. Mr. Wimpy, yeah.
That's a good street cam. According to Keenan.
According to whoever you are.
Well, you know, that's what you got. We're running an Evo style cam.
When you want to drive around in a wimpy vehicle, yeah.
Oh.
If you went a real man's cam in there, pretty wimpy. That was that 330 over there is a big one.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a little hot rod.
That's a good street cam.
A good street cam? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Come on about 4,500 RPM, 4,800 RPM. Yeah. Perfect. Good to about 7,500, 8,000
Yep.
on a 4 3/4 stroker. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Shouldn't be a problem.
Should be
Nice street cam.
nice little grocery getter, little cruiser.
Yeah, I go every Sunday. I go down the street.
Yeah. Do a couple burnouts.
Pick up some milk.
Pick up some milk. Come back.
Yeah. Well, if you went to the bar, you get in trouble.
Yeah. I'm just picking up milk.
Yeah, no. Number yet?
19, right there.
You sure?
Positive.
Doesn't go anymore.
That's good.
Now, when you turn this motor over and try to start, it's going to make some noise. So that's why you take the plugs out, run it through, let some oil get through it. You run it through a couple of times, stop, wait about 5-10 seconds, spin around some more again. No oil will get into the lifter.
Oh, okay.
It'll also lubricate the whole motor, and at some point you'll get oil pressure in it. And after you're done with all that, and you got good oil pressure, and you don't hear the lifter going clunk, clunk, clunk anymore, then you put the spark plugs back in and try to start it. You do not start it up at full throttle RPM and neutral on the first 2 seconds. That is not the way to start your motor. I have seen that done before.
Well, this is going to be a kick-only bike.
You know, then you have to kick a little more.
Yeah.
You'll be working.
Yeah.
So when you're worn out, the bike's probably about ready to start.
Yeah.
And once it does start, you run it for about 5 or 10 seconds, you shut it off. Let the oil get in there. Do that about 3 times in a row.
So my leg's going to be nice and
That
built.
way everything's lubricated really nicely. Lubricant is your buddy. Dry parts are not good. except on the outside. Okay. Nothing bent yet.
I hope so.
You're also not getting very much valve lift because there's so much clearance in the lifters. You're not even getting anywhere near a normal valve lift yet. Okay, so we got that all in there. We did our spin through. It didn't grab anything, but it had like a half-ass spring test because the valves only open about halfway right now.